Go live. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, my ladies. Oops, my earring. Okay, perfect. So let me just actually come a bit closer and I will turn off my phone so it doesn't have any sound on. I'm just gonna quickly turn off the phone. Okay, that's perfect. So hello, my dear ladies. So my name is Greta Bereisaite and I'm dating and relationship coach for women. And for the best dating and relationship advice tips, please subscribe to my channel because this is when I upload a new video every Wednesday and Sunday. And 2 times a month I do lives where I answer your questions and talk on specific topics, okay? So my ladies, today, I actually, before coming on a live, I wanted to talk about how to get a man to chase you. But just before coming on a live, there is one thing that is on my mind for the last week. And I think it actually makes more sense to talk about something like that rather than something is not that on your mind, you know? So when you're like more focused on the topic and you talk it with like more passion. And the topic that's on my mind is boundaries, okay? So everyone in life, if you want a man to love you, you need to set boundaries in a relationship. That's very important, ladies. Why boundaries are important? Because without respect, there is no love. Literally, if a man does not respect you because you don't put your self-respect and dignity first, then there will be no love. Why there will be no love? Because he will take advantage of you and he will walk all over you. And the more you will give, the more nicer you be, the more kinder you be, without setting in boundaries and showing him how to respect you, the more he will walk all over you, he will take advantage of you, and then you'll feel bad and he'll come across as a horrible person, and he's basically not gonna love you because you don't love yourself by giving and not setting any boundaries, and by showing him that he can walk all over you, because people will treat you of how you let them treat you. And if you're gonna let a guy walk all over you, he will walk all over you. Anyone will. Your children will, your parents will, your dogs, your pets, anyone will walk all over you if you don't set in the right boundaries with people. So actually the hardest for people, like people who are people pleasers and who always want to be nice and kind, actually for these people the life is the hardest, because these are the people who are taken advantage of the most, because we want to please so much, we want to give so much in order to be loved, in order to be valued, in order to be appreciated, that we forget to set in the boundaries with giving, and then in life we get burned and take advantage of. So if you are a people pleaser, this is the number one thing that you need to work on: loving yourself, respecting yourself, and showing others how to love and to respect you back. Okay, so the boundaries, how do we set in the boundaries? So ladies, I'm gonna start with your questions very, very soon. How do we set in the boundaries? The best way to set in the boundaries is step by step and straight away. Okay, so there was something that you didn't like, you set in a boundary. Something else happened, you set in a boundary. Something else happened, you set in a boundary. So it's not like you're exploding all at once, but you're just like setting in a boundary from day one. So for example, he asked you out last minute. You're like, okay, this is quite disrespectful. He's not respecting my time. I have many things to do in life. I'm just gonna tell him, like, hey, would love to see you. Please let me know in advance. If he's asking you out again, you just don't see him because it's last minute, right? That's a boundary. You're showing, I'm not gonna see you. This is last minute. So you show him with your action. If he has said something rude or mean or anything, just say like, I did not like that. Please don't talk to me this way. There is no need going crazy. There is no need raising your voice. There is no need, fuck you, fuck that, you know, like talking all that disgusting language. You can literally just set a boundary in a nice, collected, logical, calm voice, and you get on with it, right? If the person keeps disrespecting you and ignoring your boundaries because your voice is calm and collected, we're like, oh, she can't be that, you know, strong because she's quite calm and collected. So what is she gonna do? She's not gonna do anything. Boundary, right? So you keep setting it, and if he is not, if he keeps disrespecting your boundaries, you let that person go. You break up with that person again in a calm and collected way. Okay? So if he was disrespecting it and now you're showing like, look, I warned you with my boundaries and you still disrespected me. Now the consequence is that this is not good enough because you don't value and respect me, and I'm not going to be with somebody who does not value or respect me, because again, without respect there is no love. Therefore, I'm doing the right thing, which is the hardest thing to do. Always, ladies, the right thing to do is the hardest thing to do. Because it could be that you love somebody dearly, it could be that, you know, it's your boyfriend, whatever that it is, you know, it's always the hardest thing to do, but you have to set in a boundary by letting that person go. And if we love you, if we care about you, and we realize, oh my God, this girl was serious, I broke too many boundaries, now these are consequences that I'm facing. This girl has a lot of self-respect, she has a lot of self-value, I better step it up and come after her properly, right? So, and then, you know, if he is into you, if he actually loves you dearly, he will, you know, realize what he has done, and he'll actually come after you properly and apologize, or will do the right thing. And for the future, he will know that when you're setting in that boundary in a nice, calm, logical way, that you're actually really mean it, and that he's not gonna get away with it long term. So ladies, boundaries is very, very important. And again, there is no need to go crazy. There is no need to show him how upset you are. If you're showing him how upset you are, or you're crying or pleading, you are still there. You are still not, you know, breaking up with that person, or you are still accepting the last minute, but you're just still complaining. Okay, so there is no point to complain or plead or nag and let him get away with stuff. People don't respond to words. They don't respond to your crying. They don't respond to your begging or pleading. They just look at you like, oh my God, this girl is, you know, she's losing emotional control. She's crazy. You're crazy. All of that. People respect to your actions. So you set in boundaries with your actions. And I actually have a really good video on YouTube. I am on YouTube now. I have a really good video. It's called How to Get a Man to Respect You. And I talk there about boundary setting in a more detailed way. And if you really want to nail it, boundary setting, well, join one of my VIPs. And how to do that, it's all in my video description. Okay, so I feel like I'm gonna have time for something about chasing. That was my original kind of thought to talk about it on here. And let me start like this. And ladies, I'm answering your questions straight after this chasing topic. Okay, so it shows 9 minutes. Cool. Right. So I went to an event. Gary Vaynerchuk, Grant Cardone, these are my, you know, my people that I really admire and so on, entrepreneurs. And what I really liked was Grant Cardone, who's entrepreneur and he's married, and him and his wife, they built a huge empire. And, you know, people, it was like over 10,000 people who came to see him. So it was like a big, massive event. And what I really, really love, what he said towards relationships specifically, and guys, listen to this because this is, ladies, it's gonna make you all feel so good, right? When a guy powerful as Grant Cardone, a speaker, a billionaire with, with building his empires, says this to the general public, to 10,000 people. He said this. So he is married to Elena Cardone. And this is what he said about relationships and women. He says, guys, in order to have someone valuable, now I don't remember exact words, but I'll just kind of phrase it in my own words a bit more. Okay, so guys, in order to have someone valuable, first you need to give up crap. That's literally what he said between the lines. Maybe he phrased it a tiny bit differently, but this is what he said. So guys who are settling for crap and women with no value, this is what he says. If you want high value, in other words, if you want a woman who is valuable and a catch and a prize and a high value woman, the first thing you do, you need to give up crap, right? The other thing he said, yes, he said this. He said, and that really, I loved that sentence so much because I see a lot of online especially, a lot of guys being coached how to reach their goals, dreams and ambitions, how to have successful businesses and so on, right? And at the same time, the saying goes oh, if you're gonna chase your dreams, women will chase you, right? So if you are chasing your dreams and goals, something really valuable, you're investing effort and time into it, right? On everyday basis, but you gonna settle for crap, right? How does that even make sense? Right? How your dream, in which one you're investing to, in which one you're building empire, right? Investing in order to build an empire. This is something that you will value because you're investing your time, energy, you're sweating, you're going through, through glass. You're it's hard work, right? But for a woman, you're gonna settle for crap because this is what will chase you, right? I mean, how does this literally make sense? Where is the logic in it? If you want something incredible, something valuable, if you want to be successful, let's say a billionaire, millionaire, whatever, if you want to have an empire, you need to invest your time and energy to reach it. So does it not go the same for a woman? Does it not go it's not gonna be easy if you want someone with value? And you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, ladies? I mean, seriously. And the other thing what he says, this is for the ladies who want high value man. And what is a man of high value? A man of high value is very similar to a high value woman. A man of high value controls his emotions, is generous, is goal-oriented, is ambitious, is supportive, is motivated, right? So this is a high value man. This is what a high value man is. So for the ladies who want a high value guy, listen to this. Who are in the relationships, lift your hand, right? So people lift their hand, right? And then he says, who out of these people in their relationships could not convince their partner to come to this event? Because people who came to that event, they came to that event as a part of achieving their dream, as a part of achieving their goal. That event is like a very big thing for people who are entrepreneurs and who have big goals, right? So he says like, how many of you could not convince your other half, your partner, to come to this event? And some people raised their hands. And he said, guys, if you want a power couple, if you want to build a power empire, if you want, a happy, successful relationship, your other half, your partner needs to support you in this, right? Otherwise, what's gonna happen long term is you going for your dream and your partner is dragging you down and is basically saying, it's like a baggage. It's like, you're not good enough. What are you doing? It doesn't work. Like, who believes in dreams? People who are rich, we get lucky. You're gonna get all of that, right? So how does it even make sense? So yeah, ladies, kind of wanted to share all of that. Now I'm gonna do your questions. Okay, this hand. Let's see your questions. Right. My ex treats our friends like shit, then wonders why I don't want to say hi to him. Our friends like shit. Okay, if your ex, okay, why are you even in touch with your ex? You don't need to be in touch with your ex. Don't go to, it's an ex, don't go to places where he is. Like, what's like, it doesn't really make sense. And yes, don't say hi to him. That's fine. But ladies, I just want to add something to this. It's a very actually good question. If your guy ever makes fun of your friends or family, always stand up for your friends and your family. Never be like, oh yeah, like if he's gonna say like, oh, your friend is this or your friend is that. Never be like trying to please him because you like him so much and going like, yeah, my friend is like, yeah, she's ugly or she's horrible. Yeah, she's low value. She's like, don't do that, because he will see how you are talking about your friends, and literally his attraction towards you will start to go down because he will see your value going down. So always stand up for your friends. All right, always. They are your friends. You love them dearly. The reason they are your friends because, like you see the value in them. So show him that if he wants to be with you, he can only talk nicely about your friends or he doesn't talk about them at all. It's really important. Okay, wrong hand. Let's see. Okay, can somebody make a comment? And I'm gonna scroll down because all the comments literally disappeared from my live. Somebody make a dot, a wave, anything, dot, wave. All good. Okay, here we go. Okay. He is chasing but also talking to low value women who entice men on Instagram, posting sexy pics and videos. Don't worry about it. Don't worry, ladies. Ladies, if a guy is talking to low value woman, it's like an ego stroke. What can she do against a high value girl? Like, you can't compare it. If you love yourself, if you value yourself, if you're secure with yourself, if you have emotional control, if you're going for your goals and dreams, and the other woman is like, seeking attention, chasing, losing emotional control, you can't compare this woman. He's not blind. Guys are logical, so don't be threatened by women who behave like this. Look at them like, don't be threatened by that. He's not blind. He can see which woman has value and which woman does not have value. As long as he's got some logic in him, he will realize that. This guy I was dating keeps on coming back and leaving because he's upset I won't chase him. We have good chemistry and he even makes fake accounts to stalk him. Give him time. If you're interested, give him time. This is kind of like, it's kind of a common thing happening right now. And I think it's because it's just so much of bad influence around. You know, this is why I was sharing this Grant Cardone speech with you girls, saying like, if you want a high value woman, basically let go of the crap and invest into it. Like Grant Cardone was chasing his wife for like over a year for her to go on a date with him, you know, and we built an incredible empire together. And now there is this false thing happening around, you know, like you telling to the guys, you are the prize, you are this, let women chase you. Where in the animal kingdom is the female chasing the male? Like, is the female lion seducing the male, you know, or is it the lion chasing after the female for a while, competing with other lions for her to get her attention? Is it the bird? If you see the bird male, like it literally sings for the female bird. So it's like, why? Just stay patient, right? Stay patient. If you're really into him, if you have that chemistry, stay patient, keep your options open, because obviously it doesn't sound like someone who is very reliable or very trustworthy or actually a good match if he can't even make an effort to pursue you properly or invest into you. He's too scared or too insecure, or he believes this type of bullshit, you know. Sorry, I should say BS. You know, like it's just like, but if the chemistry is there, if you're into him, just stay patient, keep doing your own thing, don't chase, don't pursue, and let him come to you. Eventually, if he's smart enough, step by step, he will make his way there. If he's not that smart, then he's gonna be settling for the doormats, he's gonna be settling for the low value woman, and you know, like he'll be thinking about you in the back of his mind. That's how it's gonna be. So, you know, he's lost at the end of the day. You're the one who will have lots of choices. He will be the one who will have lots of low value choices, and high value is always in the back of the mind. It's always is. Like, how many guys do, ladies, how many guys, like literally, I'm gonna ask you this question. And I know for me, it's always the same thing, always, like on a repeat, always the same thing. Men will always come after you if they see you as high value and they could not have you. They literally don't stop. They don't stop pursue you. We go like, oh my God, and we make a tiny bit of effort. You look at it, it's not good enough. You let them go. What happens is 3 months down the line, be like, hey, yeah, I didn't have you, so I still kind of want you. You're still in the back of my mind. I've been with this low value, this low value. Yeah, I had them, but I still didn't have you. So, hey, I'm contacting you. 3 years later, hey, I'm still here, right? Because he didn't have you. Like, it's like this. How many of you had this experience? To me, it literally happens every single time. Because it's in their nature. If it was actually natural for a man not to chase, they would let go, same as women let go. Women don't do this. Women don't go hey after a couple of years, because women are not chasers. We actually let go. You know, you're not interested in me. Okay, I'm letting go and I'm forgetting about you. We don't go like hey, because it's not natural for us to chase. But men, they 99% of time. He treats me high value. Oh no, it disappeared. Okay, sorry, next question. How to make a guy change his mind and choose me over a girl he choose, which is dating for, which is dating for 2 years. He pursued me for 3 months and choose the other girls. You cannot make him choose you. If he chose another girl, you need to respect the girl and you need to respect his decision. Ladies, wanting a guy who chose another girl after, like, you know, I'll tell you my story, okay? So I remember this was about 10 years ago. I went on a date with a guy, right? And I'm actually very happy to share the story. because I think it's totally fine and we all been there, right? So I went on a date with the guy. He was really good looking. And on a date, I was still a bit kind of naive, you know, and on a date, he was charming and pursuing and all of that, right? And then we just went on one date, right? And then after a while, I saw him. After a month, I saw I saw on Facebook at that time, he got into a relationship with another girl, right? And I actually, because I was still a bit naive and not that high value yet, right? I actually sent him a message saying, "Hey, hey, I see you're in a relationship, you know, so, you know, I wish you all the best." Basically, this is what I said to him. And he replied to me like, "Whoa." This is what he replied to me. Like, it was like, "Whoa, I never would expect a girl to say something like that." Like, he was shocked. And ladies, the reason I said, and to be honest, I was genuinely happy that he was in a relationship. And actually, when I looked at them both, it looked like much better match than me and him would ever be, right? Like the girl that he chose. And the way I looked at it, it was like, why would I want someone who does not see me as the first choice? Like, why would I want someone that I don't have this type of click with? You know, like, some guys will like me, some guys will not like me, some guys will like me and be like, "Oh my god, this is an amazing click." Other guys will be like, "Greta is not my choice, like there is some like things that we don't match, we don't click." So you respect that, because with how many guys you feel like you don't match and you don't click, you know, you respect that and you are happy for them to make the right choice. Why would you want a guy who does not see you as number one? That is such a turn off. This is a turn off. I don't understand, ladies. Why would you be into a guy who's just not that into you? That's a turn off right there. So this is another thing what annoys me about the advice given sometimes. It's like, make her jealous or don't make her feel like she's your first choice. Like, if you're not making me feel like I'm your first choice, I'm turned off by you. I'm not into you. I just lost it. I thought you were hot. Now I feel like you're hot for someone else. Not into that. You know, so it's just so much rubbish advice out there. You know what I mean? Okay, right. Cool. Hey Greta from Algeria, please, what I can do to make my boyfriend stop pulling away every time? I know that pull away is something beneficial for both, but not every time, ladies. Pull-aways happen a lot, okay? And you cannot make a guy stop from pulling away. And pull-aways happen a lot. Some guys don't pull away as much. Some other guys, if they are more independent, they pull away more. But something like a pull away, you cannot stop. The only way actually for you ladies to prevent the pull away as much as you can is by giving him space. As soon as he's a bit like, you see, he's a bit like this with you, give him space. As soon as you saw that, you're like, "Oh my god, you're getting a bit like this with me. Here is your space. Take all the space that you need and I'll add some extra." Because that way, when he's like this and he gets it as fast as he can, he will be back to you fast. But if he's getting a bit like this and you're like, "No, wait, I'll be nice, wait, you're actually prolonging his pull away. Because now he's like, "Oh my god, leave me alone, I need to go," you know? And you're like, wait. So you're actually not just prolonging the pull away, but you're actually messing up the relationship by acting low value, by chasing and pursuing when he doesn't want to spend time with you. So the best time, like if you want a guy, pull away is fine, but I would look at it like, okay, he's pulling away. I do want him to come back to me quite fast, so I'm literally just gonna leave it, and this is when he'll come back to you the fastest, because this is when he'll have that space to miss you the most. Sorry. If you're there, how is he gonna miss you? you know, like disappear, like he's not chasing, he's not pursuing, just like literally disappear out of his eyes. That's like the fastest way to stop stop the pull away, by actually letting him pull away. Greta, he gets more attached every time I meet him, but he rarely asks me out. So I ask him out to make him more attached. What should I do? No, that doesn't make sense. No, 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 no. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Is that what he's like BSing you? It's my new word, just made it up. Is that what he's BSing you? I am getting more attached when you ask me on a date, and you know, so keep asking me on a date because I'm not gonna pursue. That's bullshit. Sorry, that's ridiculous. No. If he's getting more attached, if he's falling for you, if he's getting more into you, you wait for him to ask you out. If he's so into you, you stay patient and you wait for him to ask you out. And he will. Ladies, your goal is to like, the best skills in life is patience. Patience, literally patience, discipline, and control of yourself. It's the best skills, the top skills in life that you must learn. Without patience, control, and discipline, you're not gonna achieve anything. You're not gonna have a successful business. You're not gonna work well for a boss. You're not gonna achieve great results in relationships. Patience, self-control, and discipline. And by discipline, I don't mean like, you know, like beating up a child or something. That's a horrible example, by the way. But by discipline, I mean like disciplining yourself. Like if you need to wake up at 7 a.m. every morning, you wake up at 7 a.m. every morning. If your goal is to have a fit and healthy body, you stay disciplined by going to the gym every single day. So discipline is a form of self-love, right? Self-love is discipline and you being in control of your life, doing the right thing. Self-love is not indulgence. A lot of people confuse self-love with indulgence. It's not indulgence, it's discipline and learning how to control yourself, control your emotions, do the right thing, values, all of that. I actually have a self-love course. I have a self-love course for sale, and it's again in my, I'm gonna put it down in this description. Oopsie. Let's see. I saw this girl like posting it so many times. I really want to read her comment. Here we go. Okay. He treats me, my fingers are so shaky. He treats me high value, but tries to get into my true call because we are a long distance relationship. I do fall for at times being human. I want to keep my boundary till marriage. How to stay strong when he pursues intimately? Tell him you have to go. Tell him you have to go. You know, like if you want to, if this is against your boundary to have an intimate conversation over the phone, he needs to respect your boundary. And how do you get him to respect your boundary? By respecting your own boundary. You know, the reason you get involved in this conversation with him, right, is because even if it goes against you, the reason you're getting involved because you're scared of his reaction. You're scared of how will he react if you'll set in a boundary. If you're gonna go like, oh, actually I have to go, right? You're scared of how will he react. You're scared, oh, is he gonna dump me? Is he, I'm not gonna please him right now, so he's just gonna be not interested. Is he gonna pull away? You're scared of this because you want his attention. You have feelings for him, right? But ladies, you need to realize that self-respect and dignity always comes first. Never ever comes first pleasing another person. If you put another person first by pleasing them, you automatically become like their slave. They can start walking all over you because you're so scared to lose them. But when you put self-respect and boundary first, right? Yes, he might have a little tantrum and he might pull away for a little bit. But it's okay. If he loves you, he'll be back. He'll be back in no time and he'll actually respect you more. And if you do end up getting married, he'll remember you by saying, oh my God, this girl, you know, like she actually, I always was trying to have that sexual talk to her, and like she was so strong that I couldn't, you know. So like, yeah, like this girl, she had so much value, and her boundaries and self-esteem and self-respect was so strong, and that was so hot. And I kept on going and kept on going, and you know, like this is hot, girls. Don't be scared of boundaries. Boundaries are gold. Even if he, let's say, even if a worst happens and he breaks up with you and he starts dating low value women, right? You will still be in the back of his mind. You'll be like, oh, she's the one that I couldn't, you know, she just had these boundaries because she loved herself. She was not trying to please me. How long transform a relationship going from low value to high value? Oops. Ah, disappeared on me. I was trying to read fast. How long to transform a relationship going from low value to high value? He is being called the more high value I am. Yes, because he is throwing tantrums. This is very, very common. When you go from low value to high value, right? For example, ladies, imagine this, right? You're in a situation where you've been behaving low value, right? So he was walking all over you. He does this, you jump. He does this, you jump. He does this, you cry. He does this, you're upset. You're begging, pleading, whatever. He's getting away with everything, right? Now suddenly you come in and you go like, boundaries. I'm strong, I'm high value, I'm gonna have these boundaries and I'm gonna win it. He'll be like, hell no. I'm the king here. I was walking all over you. I'm keeping this position. There is no way your boundaries will ever work. I know you inside out. It's not gonna happen, right? This is so what you're gonna end up having. You're gonna end up having a power game. And in order to get their respect and, you know, him to respect and value you and adore you and all of that, you're gonna have to win this power game. So basically what you're gonna end up having, you're gonna end up having like a war with him. And it's not gonna be easy and it's gonna be hard, and you're gonna have to stick through it. You're gonna have to stick to your boundaries. You're gonna have to stick to your beliefs in order to win it. So again, like this is how it's gonna go. You're gonna set in a boundary, he'll probably look over it. You'll try and set in another one, you'll probably have a tantrum, you know, and then if he keeps having tantrums, if you're not able to set any boundaries in, you're gonna have to let it go. For example, a perfect example is last minute. If he was able to see you last minute, every single time, it was kind of like last minute, nearly delivery, right? And now suddenly you're saying no more last minute, right? What's gonna happen? He'll be like, okay, for the last 2 years or a year or the last 6 months, I was able to see you at the last minute. Now suddenly you have all these boundaries, right? So he'll be like, next time he'll be like, hey, yeah. So you're, for example, he calls you, hey, can I see you at the last minute? Hey, I would love to see you, but please let me know in advance, right? He's like, in advance? Yeah, right. Week goes past. Hey, what you're up to? I miss you so much. Can you come over? Hey, I would love to see you, but I'm really busy. Like, you know, I took up this course. I'm painting, I'm going to the gym, I'm dancing salsa, creating a business, I'm doing something else. You know, you can even kind of break it down for him to show, look, I have a life, I'm busy in advance. Can you please let me know in advance? Yeah, okay. Oh, next week, 3 weeks later, he's gonna be, hey, what you up to? Would you like to come over? And you're like, oh my God, this guy is unbelievable. Will he ever ask me in advance? You're again, the same story. Hey, would love to see you, but please let me know in advance. A month later or 2 months later, he will literally be missing you. He will be missing you. You'll be like, oh my God, I haven't seen Greta for 2 months because like she really wants in advance and I really want last minute, but it's like she's just sticking to it. So if he really, really misses you and he's actually into you, he'll finally go like, hey, so when are you available? And then you go like, oh, I'm available this day. Looking forward to see you too. Kisses from London, right? Like, don't say that, but you know, ladies, what I mean. This is what happens when you let a man walk all over you and when you try and set in the boundaries. This is literally what happens. Okay, so if you think you, however, sometimes it is much easier. So it does depend on a guy. I remember the first girl I ever coached, then I started coaching her to be high value. Her guy was just so happy and delighted that he literally, like, just her becoming high value, he just proposed to her like 6 months later. He was just, because she was dating a very high value guy, but she herself was acting very low value. So when I actually started coach, she was my best friend's sister, and I didn't even have a YouTube channel back then. And I was kind of breaking things down for her. And when she, she was kind of arguing with me, because obviously everything is like a bit new for her, but she was following the stuff, and it went very smooth because he was just so happy that she is controlling herself emotionally, that she's not needy, that she has her own life, her own goals, all of that, that he literally, the relationship started to improve within like a couple of weeks, step by step, like little details, step by step. 3 months later was phenomenal. 6 months later, he proposed to her. And the way he proposed to her, he was a Brazilian guy, I think, and she lived in Ireland. And he put his whole family on Skype, and he went down on one knee in front of Skype because he was, Brazilian guy. And we married, we have children, all of that, So if the guy is really high value, he'll actually appreciate you so much by changing into high value, and he's not gonna do that. But if he's a big game player who likes to have power and play all these games, you're gonna have a war, ladies. It's not gonna be easy, but it's worth it. And to be honest, to the ladies who are trying to fix it, it's always harder to fix a relationship than to start a new, fresh one. But to be honest, like, I always recommend to try and fix it. Why? Because there is a possibility and you have nothing to lose, because by trying to fix it, you're also working on yourself. You can practice the high value behavior on him by changing yourself and by being the best version of yourself. And if things still don't work out, you literally have not lost anything, because you were like investing in yourself and growing and going through this change, so yeah. Somebody say hi. I lost you. Literally, like, when it's coming, like, it's 20 of you with the comments, and then it disappears. Should we pull away when he gives mixed signals? Depends on what you mean by mixed signals. If a guy gives mixed signals, to be honest, I would just look at it as a red flag. It's like, who's got time for mixed signals? What is mixed signals? Mixed signals, if it's the beginning of dating, mixed signals is like, I'm dating you and 10 other girls. Like, if he's trying to, like, if mixed signals, depends what type of mixed signals. Okay, mixed signals have a lot of types, so it just really depends on a type, right? So depending on the type, you take an appropriate action. Pull away depends. Again, you might have to set in a boundary, you might have to pull away, or maybe it's gonna have to be just no reaction and ignoring it, so it really depends on a type. Oopsie, press something on. Okay. If you were dating and he is abroad, only text every 2-3 weeks, should you cut it off? Is it low value to continue texting? If he doesn't want a relationship, can you still be friends? You can be friends if you want him as a friend. If you want him as a friend, ladies, how many friends do you have that you're just in contact with them every couple of weeks? I'm in contact with my friends sometimes like once a year, and I still consider that person a friend, So like, but you're not gonna have issues. If it's a friend, you're not gonna have issues by your friend not contacting you for so long. So if you want to keep him as a friend, if he contacts you every 3 weeks, that's fine. If you're actually dating and he's contacting you every 3 weeks, that's obviously ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. If you're single and he's kind of a guy who just kind of says hi every couple of weeks, but not doesn't make a move, but just kind of goes like, hey, I'm here, but doesn't make a move, I would keep him around. Why not? If he kind of goes like, hey, and says something cute every 3 weeks or every month or whatever, like, you have nothing to lose. Like, don't put any hopes on it. Just look at it like, okay, there's a guy who pursues me every couple of months. For whichever reason, he hasn't asked me on a date. Maybe he's got his own things happening. Maybe a time will come when he will ask you on that date. As long as the only time I would be done with a guy if he asks you on a date and he flakes on you. This is what you let go of. But if it's somebody who kind of goes like, hey, every couple of months or every couple of weeks, you can say hey back, kind of like, if you want to ever ask me out, that's fine. We'll see. So just don't put anything on it. It's fine, just kind of leave it. Tina, hi Greta, I am dating and he always texts me first, and when I answer later, his next messages comes around 4 or 5 hours later, always. So I do the same. What can I do so he catches up more on us? He's playing games. He's playing games. There are guys who literally, this is a game. It's a game. You text a guy and every single time he replies 5-6 hours later or the next day. It's because he's playing a game. He's watching somebody, he's reading maybe a game book or whatever that he's doing. It's a game. There is no way on earth that every single time when you text somebody, they never reply to you on time. They always reply 5-6 hours later. This is why I say to you ladies as well, don't be that type of person who is always responding 3, 5, 6 or the next day, hours later, because you will come across like you're playing a game. Like, the high value thing is keep yourself busy, have a busy life, so you're not just kind of doing nothing all day long. When he does text you and you have your free moment, your free time, do reply to him in your own time. But don't do it as a game. Like, for example, the way I like to reply to messages, right? If somebody I like has texted me and let's say I am focused on my business, like client after client, this, and that, right? And he texted me and I have 1 minute to respond and I'm crazy busy. I'm not gonna use that minute to respond because I'm not gonna enjoy responding to that message in that minute. I rather like wait when I have a break, when I'm kind of like in present, so I can respond to it nicely. And I actually enjoy reading the message and then sending the response, right? So it's like this, but it's never gonna be like 3, 4, 5 hours later or the next day. It's gonna, sometimes it might happen that I'm on a break already and the guy texts. So then you respond because you're on a break already. Because otherwise it just comes across as a game and guys spot it straight away. But it's after 10:30, I'm texting back the next day because that's cool, Brenda, that's okay, that's fine. That is fine. This is what I'm saying. As long as it's not a game, it's fine. You're girls waking up for the message in order to reply to a message, you missing your beauty sleep. No, that's low value, okay? You don't just go like, or some people go like this, like we go to sleep and we're like, oh my God, we put the phone next and go like, maybe he's gonna text me at 3 a.m. and I better keep an eye just in case he's gonna text me at 3 a.m. so I can respond, okay? So you're waiting and you can't even sleep, so you're half sleeping and you're looking at the phone waiting, maybe he's gonna text you, and then you're like up and like replying. No, that's very low value behavior. Don't do that, okay? Like, you don't do that. You go to bed, your beauty sleep, hallelujah. Don't do that. That's something what not to do. Okay, ladies, so On 8th of February, I'm doing meet and greet in London. So if you want to come to my meet and greet, check out in the video description, which I will put in the next half an hour, all the details on my meet and greet. And I still have 1 or 2 places available to have dinner with me in Shard. So if I have changed your life, come to my meet and greet, which will be 8th of February 2020, just a week before Valentine's Day. So you're all nicely prepared for Valentine's. And again, I will put all the details in this video description box within the next half an hour. Okay, ladies, so I'm gonna let you go because I've been already for 15 minutes. I love talking to you and all of that, but I'm gonna have to go. And yeah, let me know what you thought of this video in the comments below. Let me know, maybe you would like me to do a video on like a specific topic below, as I'm filming a YouTube video tomorrow. So I'm gonna look through your comments and see what are you girls kind of requesting, and kind of choose to do a video based on that. And yeah, thank you for watching and have a beautiful day. Yeah, like love you loads, and yeah, just thank you for supporting and being there for me. And I hope I'll see you in my meet and greet on 8th of February. Yeah. Okay, ladies, how do I? Here it is. Kisses from London.